Today we're going to do something called Understand Scoring. And this is a website that the Virginia Department of Education uses to help train teachers how to score essays. And I kind of feel like you need to know how to score essays since you're the ones writing them. So I need you to ignore this stuff up here at the top. You're going to go and click where it says Proceed without logging in. And this will pop up and you say OK. All it says is it won't be saved because you're not logging in as an actual teacher, so you need to finish it today. So we are only worried about grade 8. 5th grade doesn't exist anymore. Grade 8 writing test is what you need to worry about. EOC means end of course for 11th grade. So we are looking at grade 8, so click there. And then you're going to see a whole lot of stuff. So scroll down to where it says what are the rubrics? Or I'm sorry, let's go to this one first. What are the domains and definitions? So your score is based on 2 domains. It's based on the composing written expression domain. I'm going to call it composing. Composing written expression domain, which is your elaboration and organization, your thesis statement, your intro, conclusion, all the stuff you actually write in the body of your essay. But it also involves, it says controlling of language to affect readers. So vivid language, specific language, it's all these things right here. Central idea, elaboration, unity, organization, sentence, variety, tone, and voice. This is all in one scoring domain. There's 2 domains. This domain counts twice. So you could get a score, 1, 2, 3, or 4 in this domain, and it counts twice. Then the second domain is all the little like picky stuff, usage and mechanics. So ability to form competent sentences, appropriate for the grade level, spelling, punctuation, capital letters, sentence agreement, all this stuff. So your kind of picky grammar stuff is one domain. So we have composition plus this. Okay, 2 domains. The actual rubric is based on 1, 2, 3, 4. So click where it says rubric. You get a 4 if it's consistently focused, if it's just like consistent, good. 4 is like pretty daggone good. Elaborated, clear. A 3 is like reasonably good. A 2 is inconsistent, inconsistently focused, inconsistently elaborated. Big paragraphs, little paragraphs, it's just not consistent. Bland language. A 1 is basically terrible. Little or no focus, no elaboration, no organization, very vague language. So everything gets a 1, 2, 3, or 4. For mechanics, a 4 is consistent control of sentence formation, no fragments, no run-ons, no comma splices, good spelling, punctuation, capitalization, very few mistakes. A 3 is about 75% reasonable, lack of mistakes. A 2 is basically like 50% mistakes, and if it's really short, the mistakes show up more prominently. And a 1 is like too many mistakes to show control, so little or no control. Incomplete sentences, fragments, run-ons, bad spelling, punctuation, capitalization, all this. So everybody gets a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in each category. The first category counts twice. So what I want you to think about is if you had your composition category of a 4 and you had the mechanics category of a 4, then what would your total score be? So this first one counts twice. So what's 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 4, so your total is 12. 12 is the highest score someone can get.
Marcus, would you go to the office, please, Marcus?
Sorry for the intercom. Okay, so 4 plus 4 is 12, so let's think of it this way. If your first category had a 2, if it was just 50%, not really great on the composing, if this was a 2, then it'd be 2 plus 2 plus 4, maybe your mechanics was perfect, that would still only be an 8. So in order to pass, a passing score is 9. A passing score is 9. Okay, so at this point, okay, sorry, lots of interruptions. At this point, I literally need you to pause this and get up and come get a scoring rubric from me so that you have all this on paper and we can move on. So pause it, come get a scoring rubric from your teacher. Now that you're back, you're going to scroll up to the top and click where it says either one of these. I would go with Anchor Papers just because it shows you. So here's just a brief, and I don't need you to read all of it word for word, but look at this. So this is an example of written expression that the state of Virginia says gets a 1. This is a 1 for composing. Notice, pretty terrible. If you want to see a 2 for composing, click on this. If this looks a lot like the essay you just turned in, then think about the fact that it would not quite pass yet. A 3 for composing looks like this. It has more elaboration, a little more word choice. And a 4 for composing looks like this. These are actual sample essays from students in Virginia. So you can read those if you want. I want you to drop this down next and look where it says usage mechanics. So you're not looking at how long it is, you're looking at all the little mistakes. Capital letters, punctuation, spelling, all that. That's a 1 for mechanics. A 2 for mechanics would still have several mistakes that are not acceptable. Stuff for people, I don't know what that means. A 3 for mechanics would pass, but it's maybe not perfect, so there's a few little mistakes in this. And it's not really long, so they show up more. And then a 4 for mechanics doesn't have to be perfect, but it's pretty reasonably good for an 8th grader. So like 1 capitalization mistake, you know, out of lots, that blends in a little better. So those are examples for Anchor Papers. Then you're going to go where it says practice scoring and practice set 1. And this part I want you to do by yourself. When you finish practice set 1, come talk to me about it, show me your computer, and you can move on with a partner. So what you're going to do is actually read the essay and then give it a score that you think. And there's a few of them, so once you get to the end, I think there's 4 of them, it will tell you what the state of Virginia would have actually given that score. And I'm looking for about 75% accurate. So just come talk to me after you finish practice set 1. At the end, it'll show you a scoring summary. And once you finish at least 3 practice sets with you and then a partner, you're going to screenshot this and post it into your Google Doc. Okay? Ask questions if you have questions.